And the question of whether the call to prayer should be broadcast across the streets of Oxford is causing some controversy. The Rector of St Aldate's Church, the Reverend Charlie Cleverly, has weighed in against it. He's on the line now. Why don't you want to see this happen?
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning. It's good to talk about it. It's a really important issue, I think. And the first thing to say is we welcome Muslims, obviously, to our country and are very glad they're here and want them to know that they're welcome to exercise their faith. But
telling them they can't have the call to prayer is a funny way of showing it.
Well, it may sound funny, but I think it's more a question there of imposing their faith and culture on a peacefully multicultural part of our city.
What, because there's a call to prayer, that's imposing a culture, is it?
Well, I think it is. The kind of argument that's often used is if churches have bells, why can't mosques have prayer calls? But we always say that the bell is just a signal, really, devoid of content, but the prayer call is a much longer, more frequent in Arabic and contains various statements which I don't think local residents are glad to hear. But there are only...
Well, sorry, just a moment. Not many people are going to understand them, apart from the English, are they? Unless you happen to speak classical Arabic, you probably don't know what's being said. It's just a very striking noise.
It's a noise, isn't it? Yes.
Is that a problem?
I think whatever language a noise is made in, the content is important. Yeah, I do think it is. And I think that, noise, obviously, on the day Jesus walked into Jerusalem, there was a lot of noise. And he wanted prayer, too. My house will be called a house of prayer for all nations. But we just fear that that area of Oxford's, as I say, peacefully existing. And we think that, people will perhaps start selling up, moving out. Others will move in. And it may lead to the ghettoization even of this beautiful city.
Think that people will sell their houses because, whatever it is, once a week on a Friday, the call to prayer rings out across the rooftops?
Well, I think it's unlikely, really realistically, to be limited to once a week on Friday. I do. Well, I think it could end up being 3 times a day, 7 days a week. And certainly local residents are really adamant that they don't feel it's appropriate or wanted. Yeah, I do.
You don't think that some Muslims listening to this might find this a bit offensive, what you're saying?
Well, I think offence comes from within, really, and I'm really not trying to be offensive. In fact, I pray that this will be a chance for dialogue between Christians and people of all or no faiths to talk, but I really hope, and I was hoping that the Imam of Oxford would be on the programme to... I really hope and pray that he may hear the kind of feeling, the sense of what Oxford is and what England is and so on, and indeed change his mind and not make the application to the City Council.
So it's a sort of, a cultural insult? Is that behind what you're saying?
Well, I think culture's involved. I think lots of things are involved, really. I think sensitivity to residents, the content of the call, calling out that there is no God except Allah and bearing witness that Muhammad is the apostle of God, which is what the content of the call is one thing. And as I say, I think the multiculturalism of our city is something we're really proud of and fond of, and there's been a lot of progress made in that, and I think this won't help.
Reverend Charlie Cleverly, Rector of St Aldate's, thank you very much indeed for talking to us.